Hello learners, today we will going to start a new session on Dewey Decimal Classification 23rd edition. Till now, in different session of Dewey Decimal Classification, you have learned many things about the facet, isolate, class number, synthesis, etc. But remember, in that particular time, we have focused on a particular class of Dewey Decimal Classification among the 10 classes. But in real life situation or in the case of your examination or assignment purpose, the problem will not come from a single class. It will come from different domain of knowledge. So in this particular session, we will focus on a mixed bag system or varied problem from Dewey Decimal Classification. So before going to start, we will go to see how we have planned today's lesson for you. So accordingly, the lesson plan is, firstly we will focus in a nutshell about the classification of documents using Dewey Decimal Classification. Then we will focus on classification of different titles of books, and finally we will provide you some self-check question from where you can understand or comprehend your learning level. You know that in 23rd edition there are 4 volumes. Actually, Melville Dewey has published the first edition of Dewey Decimal Classification in long back 1876. Till then, after different modification and changes, presently we have the 23rd edition of Dewey Decimal Classification, which was published in 2011. With its 4 volumes, that is volume 1, volume 2, volume 3 and volume 4. Let's have a look what are the different volumes contents. In the first volume, there is a basic introduction where you will know how the Dewey has emphasized or subdivided the different classes and how to use the particular classification scheme. Therefore, it generally consists of a glossary, then an index to the glossary, and very importantly a manual which guide us to use the number properly. And finally there are tables. There are 6 tables. We will discuss it in the latter part. In volume 2 and 3 there are the main classes from 000 to 999, you know, and in the volume 4 is dedicated for the relative index of different concept or classes that have been discussed or enumerated in the Dewey Decimal Classification. So you know Melville Dewey has subdivided the entire domain of knowledge into 10 main classes, that is 000, 100, 200 to 900. You have already learned about that. Then what we have said earlier, that there are 6 tables. In table 1 there is standard subdivision. In table 2 there is geographic areas, historical periods and biography. Table 3 contains the subdivision of the arts for individual literature for specific literary form. In table 4 there is subdivision of individual languages and language families. In table 5 there is ethnic and national group, and finally in table 6 the languages. Here you have to remember that only table 1 can be used without any instruction in the schedule. Otherwise, all other tables require a specific instruction either in the schedule or in the manual. And table 3 particularly devoted for the class 800, that is literature, whereas the table 4 is dedicated to the language class, that is 400. So how we can synthesize a number with the help of class number from the schedule and the isolate ideas from the table. Actually, we can made it in 4 ways. That is a direct number from the schedule, or we can use one or more isolate from the tables. You know, there are some extended subdivision in different class or group of classes. We can use it to synthesize our number. And finally, in many numbers, there are add instruction through which we can add any number from the either from the schedule or from the table as per the instruction. In the discussion on notes of Dewey Decimal Classification, you have found a elaborated discussion on these areas. Okay, as committed, we will now concentrate on different titles of documents. In this case, our first title is Diseases and Treatment of Arabian Horses. You know that horse is an animal, so in general case, we will find it in 500 signs. But here, the facet diseases and treatment are there in the title. So, it is actually come under veterinary treatment, and you know that veterinary is under 6 or 600, that is applied science or technology. So, we start with the rearing of animal. So, treatment of animal will be done only when it comes under any rearing case. So, in 636.1 there is horse, and the Arabian horse is under 636.112, and you can see that the Arabian horses comes with an asterisk marks. It means the notes come with it is add as instructed under 636.1 to 636.8. So, under extended subdivision under 636.1 to 636.8, there is veterinary medicine under 39. So, we have to add the number of horse or the Arabian horse, that is 636.112, with the veterinary medicine. So, veterinary medicine comes under diseases and treatment of any animal or poultry farm. So, the 39 will be added, which is comes from the extended subdivision under 636.1 to 636.8. So, the number will be 66.11239. Therefore, the number will be 66.11239. Our next problem is study of Hindu astrology. So, there are two facets. One is Hindu, another one is astrology, and there is an isolate idea study. Now, we have to go 130, that is parapsychology and occultism. Generally, the question arises in your mind that how we can know that it not come under the Hinduism or not under the astrology. Then you have to go with the relative index, or you may get in touch with the extended you can take the assistance from the extended subdivision or the third summary of Dewey Decimal Classification. The parapsychology and occultism in 130, and specific type of parapsychology and occultism is in 133. Under it, we will get the topic astrology, that is 133.5. So, here is the provision for astrology in Dewey Decimal Classification. Now, we have to add the facet for Hindu. Under 133.5, there is types of school of astrology, that is 133.594. There is a add notation which read as the originating in or associated with a specific religion group, add to the base number 133.594, that is the number for types of school of astrology, the number following 29 in 292 to 299. You know that 292 to 299 are different religion other than Christianity. Okay, so from there we have to go in the different class of the schedule, that is 29, and there we will get 294.5 for Hinduism. So Accordingly, we have to add the number following 29, that is here we have to add 45 with 133.594, that is types of school for astrology. And as we know that study is the common isolate or standard subdivision that we will find in table 1. And you know that in the volume 1, the first table is table 1, that is standard subdivision. From standard subdivision, we will get the number for education or study. There is a class year note. So the number for study or education will be 071. So what will be the synthesis? As you know that the number for types of school of astrology is 133.594, and as per the instruction we have to delete the 29 of 294.5, and you know there will be only one dot after the first 3 digit as per the norms of DDC classification. So we have also omitted the second dot under 4, and finally the 071, that is the isolate idea for study, have been added. So finally the number will be 133.594.45071. Okay. The next one is aptitude test for musical ability. You know there are different types of aptitude test. In this particular document, the author deals with the different types of aptitude test of musical ability. So you know that such kind of aptitude test we will get from psychology under 150, and in 153 there is conscious mental process and intelligence, under which the intelligence and aptitude is 153.9. So from here we can get the number for the facet aptitude test. Okay, now we have to add the number for musical ability. So in the aptitude test, that is 153.94, more precise number, we will get another number for test for aptitude test in specific field. You can understand that this aptitude test is dedicated for the musical ability. So test for aptitude test in specific field is denoted under 153.94012.94999. So here the add note tells us that add to the base number 153.94 the notation 001 to 999. So for all kind of musical ability you have to go this particular number, and then as per the instruction we have to add the number for type of aptitude test. In this particular case it is musical ability. So from the third summary you can get the number for music, that is 780. Accordingly we will add the number. So our basic number was 153.94001.94999. According to the instruction we have to omit 001 to .94999. Therefore with 153.94 we have to add the number for music, that is 780. But you know the last or the third 0 in case of DDC is used as a filling digit. So in this particular 0 is not required. Therefore the final number will be 153.9478. Hope you understand that. So we will proceed for the next one. The next title is Plant Ecology in Indian Ocean. So plant is related with botany, that is under 580, and plant ecology should be there, and Indian Ocean is a place. So our primary facet is plant ecology, with which there is a geographic isolate, that is Indian Ocean. So let's proceed. Firstly we will get the number for plant ecology, plant characteristic of specific environment. In the ocean environment the ecology is different with the desert environment, you know that. So the number is 581.7. Okay, then the specific topic in plant ecology or the specific environment comes under 581.712.76. here is a range of number. So definitely when there is a range of number, there is definitely an add instruction. Naturally the add instruction is something like that, that add to the base number 581.7 the number following 577 in 577.1 to 577.6. So from 581.7 we have to move to 577.1 to 577.6. Here we will get the number for ecology of specific ocean and sea is 577.73 to .79. Then there is an add instruction, add to the base number 577.7 the number following 16 in the notation 163 to 165. And you know that the area notation comes under table 2. From table 2 we will get the number for Indian Ocean, that is 165. Therefore the number will be 581.7, then 7 for the ecology of specific ocean and seas, and then 5 for the Indian Ocean. And you can easily understand with the red color that the number which we have to delete have been marked with the red color. Here 577.7, then 32.75 and 16 of 165 has been made red for better understanding. So the final number will be 581.775. There is a plant ecology in Indian Ocean. The next problem is Indian Library Association Yearbook for 2025. With the title you can easily understand that this is a problem of library science. So the main class will be 020. With it we have to find the number for association as well as the number for yearbook, and if possible the number for the year. Then let's proceed. So the basic number will be the Librarian Information Science, that is 020. The national organization related with the particular subject is 020.622. There is an add notation which tells us that add to the base number 020.622 the notation 329 from table 2. Okay, so there is a direct instruction to add geographic location from table 2. So from table 2 we will get the number for the India. As the library association is associated with India, so we will add the geographic location for India, that is 54. And now it comes for the facet idea of the yearbook. From table 1 we will find the serial publication is 05. You know that yearbook published in a specific duration, that is once in a year, that is we can treat it as a serial publication, and the number for the serial publication according to the table 1 of Dewey Decimal Classification is 05. And we cannot add the number for 2025 because we have added the number for the serial publication, that is 05. So we have to make it with the help of the book number. Then the number synthesis will be something like that, 020.622, that is the National Organization of Library Science. Then the geographic location of that particular organization, that is India, and finally 05 for the serial publication or the class A note there is available, that is for yearbook. So finally the number will be 020.6225405. Okay, so let's proceed for the next. Hunting of tigers is our next title. Tigers is a mammal, it's an animal, so generally we will find it in the 500 or in the zoology 590. So but that is the zoological perspective of tigers. Here the book is written about the hunting perspective, which is related with the arts or the fishing, hunting, shooting, etc. From the third summary you will find that the fishing, hunting, shooting is in 799. Okay, so under 799 the specific number for hunting is 799.2. Specific kind of big game. You know, tiger is a big cat. So the hunting of tiger or hunting of big games precisely is 799.27. Specific kind of big games mammals, you know tigers is a mammals, is under 799.271 to 278. Under it, there is a add notation that add to the base number 799.27 the number following 599 in 599.1 to 599.8. We have already mentioned that the tiger is in under zoology. So it will refer us in the particular part of zoology or precisely under mammals. So Panthera tigris, that is the scientific name for tiger, is 599.756, which is in between 599.1 to 599.8. Okay, so the synthesis will be something like that. 799.271 to .278 was the number for specific kind of big game mammals, with which we have added the number for Panthera tigris, that is tiger, and according to the instruction we have deleted 1 to .278 and 599 from 599.756. Therefore, the final number will be 799.27756. Got it? Okay. Let's for the next part. Here, it is a problem from the language class. English language readers for Urdu speaking people. So, the book deals with the English language, but it has been modified according to the people who are speaking in Urdu predominantly. Okay. So, as from the title we can understand that the main class will be the language, that is 400, and as the book teaches us on English language, then it will be 420, that is for English language. Now, as we have discussed that particular table 4 is dedicated for this particular class. So, from table 4, we will get the standard uses for language, that is under 8. Under 8.6, there is readers span from 8642 to 8649, that is reader for speakers of specific native language, that is other than the particular language dealt in that particular book. So, there is also an add notation that it tells us that add to the base number 864 the notation 226 from table 6. Okay. So, we have to find out the number for the Urdu. From table 6, we will get the number for Urdu is 91439. Then the synthesis will be something like that. The first number was 420. You know that in case of language and literature, the third digit will be omitted and with it the facet from table 3 or 4 will be substituted the last 0. Therefore, we will take the base number 42 with which we will add 864 as per the instruction under table 4. Then we will add the number for Urdu. So, finally the number will be 428.649.143.9. Okay. This will be the number for English language readers for Urdu. The next problem is photography of Ganges river. So, photography is a recreational activity which will come under the arts for the 700. From the third summary, we can get that photography, computer art, cinematography or videography will come under 770. Okay. So, here the photography deals with the photography of Ganges river or types of, this is the type of photography which is dedicated of type of subject. In 778, we will get the number for specific fields and specific kinds of photography. Photography of specific subject, as we have mentioned that this is the photography of a specific subject, that is the river or the, to be more precisely, the Ganges river. Under 778.9, we will get an add instruction that add to the base number 778.9 the number following 704.94 in 704.942 to 704.949. So let's proceed to the 740.94, and there we will get the nature and still life is in 704.943 and the landscape is in 704.9436. There is a add notation which tells us that add to the base number 704.9436 the notation 1 to 9 from table 2. So here you will get the direct add instruction, and we can bypass it, the table 1, and go to the table 2 directly with this particular add instruction. And from table 2 we will get the northeastern India with, there is a scope note which includes the Ganges river as well. The number is 541. Therefore we will get the number that is 778.9 for photography of a specific subject, and for the subject we will proceed for the 704, from where we will get the number for the landscape. And as per the instruction we have deleted 704.94, and then as per the instruction under there we will add the number for the northeastern India which includes the Ganges river, that is 541. So finally the number will be 778.736541. Okay, so the next problem is internal decoration of Hindu temples in Asia. So look, there are different facets. First one is internal decoration, then Hindu temples, and finally the Asia. Internal decoration comes under architecture, interior decoration, something like that. Hindu temples comes under the religion Hindu, and finally the Asia will be from table 2 or the geographic location. So primarily we will proceed with the graphic art and decorative art which is in 740. The interior decoration is in 747. Again, you may ask that how we can understand that the interior decoration is in 747. For it, you can either go to the third summary or you can take the help of the relative index which is in the volume 4 of DDC, from where you can easily get the number for interior decoration which is 747. Under interior decoration, there is a number under 747.8, that is decoration of specific types of buildings. Because the temples generally is a type of different kind of building which is not something like where we generally live in. The decoration of public, religious, educational and research building is in under 747.85 to .87. Okay, different kind of buildings comes under 747.85 to .87, where the add notation is there, that add to the base number 747.8, that is a number for decoration of specific type of building, the number following 72 in 725 to 727, that is architecture. So we have to proceed for 725 to 727 to find out the number for temples or the Hindu temples. We do not know what we will get under 725 to 727. Let's proceed, and in 726.1 we will get the temple and shrines. Okay, temples and shrines of specific non-Christian religion is 726.12 to .19, because you know that temple may be of different religion. It is not only the property of Hindus. So under that particular range, that is 726.12 to 19, there is a number for the add instruction, that is add to the base number 726.12 to the number 29 in 292 to 299. We will get the number for Hinduism is 294.5. So you can find that there are two add instructions are there. One is under 747.8 and another one is 726.12. Okay, so from 72 we will get the number for temple and shrines. Under there we will get another instruction from where we have to move 29 in 292 to 299, and we will get the number for Hinduism, that is 294.5. Finally, we have to add the number for the geographic location Asia. But under Hinduism there is no such instruction, And as we have already told you that we cannot use any tables until and unless there is an instruction. For the, only table 1 we can use at its own. So we have to go table 1. From there we have to go 0923 to 099 for specific continent, countries, localities and extraterrestrial world. And finally from there we will get the add instruction to go from the table 2. And you know that Asia is under 5 available in table 2. Therefore, the number will be 747.8. Then we have to add 726.122.19, from where we can only take the 6 and 1. Then we have to proceed for the religion of a particular nature, from where we will get only 4 and 5 for Hinduism. Then 09 from table 1 and 5 from Asia, that we have found in table 2. So finally the number will be 747.861.45095. Okay, isn't it interesting? And the next problem is our last problem for this session. The title is Job Opportunities in Textile Industries of Bangladesh. You know Bangladesh is famous for its textile industry. So job opportunity generally comes under labor economics, that is under 331, and labor force and market is in 331.1. The labor market is associated with the job opportunity, that is 331.12, and the job vacancies or the job openings or the job opportunities is in 331.124. Now here is the twist. There are two types of job opportunities as described in the Dewey Decimal Classification. One is for extractive and another one is non-extractive. So extractive or manufacturing. So as you know, the textile is a manufacturing industry, so we have to opt 331.12422.124.9, where the add instruction is there, that add to the base number 331.124 the number following 6 in 620 to 690. As it is an extractive or manufacturing industry, then the DVE has consistors within the number 620 to 690. The textile will get in 677. Therefore, we have to add the number for Bangladesh, and as there is no instruction under textile, we have to bypass the table 2 with the help of table 1, and like the previous one, we have to add the 093 to 099 from table 1, and then from Bangladesh it is to 5492 from table 2. Therefore, the number will be 331.1241, and then the next 2 to 1249 will be omitted, and 77 from 677, 09 from 093 to 099, and finally the number for Bangladesh. Final number will be 331.124.102.095.492. Okay, so this is not the exhaustive one. You have to go for the self-review. In the previous classes, we have emphasized you to go to the library or use the different books of your own or from the university, so that you can practice the Dewey Decimal Classification in a better way. More you practice, more you be particular. And here is some self-review question that you can solve of your own. These are the references from where you can understand the in details. So that's all for today's discussion. Hope you have enjoyed it. Thank you all and wish you all the best for your future. Thank you.